Hey guys, if you're looking for help with your Amazon business in terms of troubleshooting or strategy, visit sellersessions.com/consultancy or drop me a message to danny@sellersessions.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today I bring back Paul Harvey. Hey Paul, how you doing?
Hey Danny, good on yourself?
Yeah, good. So we're going to revisit our failure series. We've talked about products and stuff in the past. We've all had them. I've had about half a dozen. You've had a good few as well, and we've discussed those. But we're going to talk today about failure of a campaign, most notably through Instagram, using the famous influencers that everyone talks about and raves about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, do you want to take it away? Start from the very beginning, the prep work, all the work that went into it.
So pretty much what I've been doing is I've launched a whole new Amazon account, and I have two products, kids products that I wanted to launch. However, because we know that Amazon is up and down, and we don't know right now, or I don't know right now what the best strategy is, I didn't want to do big giveaways. I wanted to launch these products with a maximum 40% off. That was the goal. So 2 months back, I decided, okay, I want to make this right, and I'm going to start looking for Instagram influencers. Because the goal was, if we can generate mass traffic, and the traffic we all point to our messenger chatbot. And once they chat to the chatbot, then the chatbot will grade that traffic and then send in the coupon codes, maximum of 40% off. And with chatbots, because we have a ridiculously good open rate, upwards of 80%, if you get mass traffic, you will get some good sales from that. So that was the goal, mass traffic from influencers to the chatbot. And a maximum 40% off. That was the goal.
Yeah.
And the annoying thing is that this is actually my biggest problem, is that I'm a perfectionist. I really, really am. So now this strategy took me 2 months to do. And to be honest, it should have taken 2-3 days or maybe a week. I shouldn't have put so much effort into it. But what we did was, in phase one, we spent about 3 to 4 weeks just researching influencers. We research influencers, look at their engagement rates on Instagram, look at their followers, and just wanted to see how effective they are. Yeah. And from what we could tell, we got some really good influencers. And we got about 30 of them, and their followers ranged from anywhere from 10K to 100K.
Okay, so let's before we get into this, unpick up. You've gone through a huge amount of influencers there. Yeah. So walk me through what you did to find them and validate them.
So pretty much is that we didn't use any software. We started using software, but we just found that nothing is actually better than manual searching. Mm-hmm. So what we did was, for our niche, we researched all those hashtags and saw who had a strong account, had loads of those hashtags, that had a good engagement rate and a good following. And once we had that, we made our list of influencers, and then we just mass emailed them, either a DM on Instagram or an email if the email address was given on the Instagram account. And that's what we did. And then of those, I think we got about 50% replies. They were good. But I didn't want to pay for this. Somebody came back and said, okay, we can pay for this. I'm like, no, this is a new strategy. I'm not going to pay for this until I know it works. Yeah. And also is that let's say of the 30 influencers, maybe 2 or 3 will be rock stars. And those rock stars, I will happily pay. Yeah. Right now, I don't want to pay. So rather, I said to them, I'm not going to pay you, but you will get a free product. And because this product is a kid's toy, that's quite cool, most of them said yes to that. So of the half that replied, that the majority of those actually took us up on the offer. So then, once we contacted all the influencers, then we had to pretty much get our logistics right. So what we did was, before the stock arrived to Amazon, we sent every influencer 1 unit of each product. There were 2 products. So that way it gives them time to create the content. And then we told them, okay, and this was last week, Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was last week, Tuesday. So I told them, I want you guys to launch this on Tuesday. And then on the Monday before the Tuesday, I actually made the listing active and open. So that way there will be no roadblocks in there. And basically what it went is the Instagram follower would either create a story or an ad or just reach out to the followers and say, here is a really cool deal. Get it now, 40% off. Here's the link. And the link went to an AMZ promoter page. Mm-hmm. And the AMZ promoter page, when they click on it, we've actually worked closely with AMZ promoter over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
And they've actually now incorporating our chatbot into their platform.
Mm-hmm.
So now instead of when someone says get the coupon code or clicks the call to action button on the AIMS promoter page, instead of now a pop-up box opening up saying enter your email address, rather now when they click a button, it goes straight to Messenger and they're then talking to the bot.
Yeah.
And I found this to be a really, really cheap and effective way to get people into the bot. And the great thing about the bot, though, is that you can filter the traffic. So you can kind of see who is wasting your time and who is not.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that don't waste your time, they will go to the end of the bot. And those are the customers that you want to reach out to. Those are the customers you want to build up on. But the people that just don't really care for it, they'll go into the bot, have one or two conversations, then forget about it. That's fine, because at least I know they're not the customer I want. Yeah. So that was the whole goal. We set this up perfectly. And then last week, Tuesday on launch day, I literally sat by my computer the whole day, just staring at my computer saying, okay, they're on the American time zone. They're about 8 hours behind me. So it shouldn't be too long to wait.
Okay. Give me some quick numbers here. How many of the guys, like, were they all doing the, like the competition on the same day? Yeah.
Yes,
or the shout outs?
All of them, same day.
What was you mentioned that it was content. You left it there. Was it a competition? Was it an unboxing? Was it a giveaway?
No, for them. So what they did was that because it's a kid's toy for girls, a lot of them got their little girls to make like an unboxing video.
Right. Okay.
Or maybe they just did some nice images, whichever. What they did was a variation. Is that the big influencers, because a lot of them use stories. Now, for stories and Instagram, you need anything above 10,000 followers to run a story.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did, they ran a story linking us to the product. So all you do is just swipe up in the story and it goes to our AIMS promoter landing page. Alternatively, they did the story and then they did a normal post in their group and then just promoted it out as much as possible. And they actually primed their audience a few days prior saying, hey guys, this is coming out soon. Check us out. Yeah. And they primed up the audience really, really well. But what I did as well is that because I wanted to measure all the analytics, every single influencer had their own unique link that I was tracking.
Yeah.
So I could see how many clicks they got on their links. Like essentially, I could see then which one had the better audience.
Yeah.
And then pretty much on launch day, I was looking so forward to it because it's been 2 months of work. I mean, the influencer work was crazy amounts of work. Myself and my team were doing it all the time. And then even the bot flows were really, really good because I offered gamification. So even though I said it's 40%, on the sales page of AIMS promoter, it said 90%. And the reason for that is once they talk to the bot plays a little game with them, which kind of says, actually it is 90%, but you play the game. And because they never win the game, they always get 40%.
Right.
And the reason for that is because a lot of people were upset they got 40%, but because of the gamification, actually see, okay, I missed out on this, but at least I got 40%, so they were still happy. And then on the launch day, sit by my computer, just waiting for the traffic. I'm just waiting there. I literally did nothing, and I just watched the traffic numbers. I watched the clicks, waiting for them to come in. And the sad thing is, after 2 months of hard work, creating the influencers, the bot flow, everything, we only made one sale.
Okay, so let me just break that out a bit. I'm going to be honest with you, right? There's a little bit of bait and switch going on. There's a bit cheeky to say that you got 40%. If that was me, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
So let's start with the breakdown of the traffic, because there's one where people don't convert once they hit the page, but there's the pre-traffic. Let's talk pre-traffic. What kind of volume was being sent from these different influencers?
Well, the average influencer had an average following list of 15,000, and they sent us their engagement rates, and their engagement rates were very, very high, especially for Instagram.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really grade the traffic and how much you expect. We just expected it to be a lot.
Yes.
And then when the offer came out, I watched all the clicks. The clicks were in the tens. It wasn't even a big deal. I mean, I was expecting clicks of a couple hundred, and nowhere near that. It was just tens of clicks. And because it's Instagram, you pretty much have a one-shot go, is that people don't really go back on their news feed and check what's happening. They see what's current. Yeah. So once the influencer pushed that out, there was a little spark of maybe tens of clicks, not much at all, and then nothing, just crickets.
Blimey. So you've had, a couple of hundred people landed from...
I mean, that's the thing, is that if it was a couple of hundred people, I'd actually be happy, and now I have some data to work off. but we only had, I think, about 4 people go into the bot. So the thing is that, although you said there was some bait and switch, there absolutely was.
Yeah.
However, is that I don't have enough data to even see if that strategy even worked effectively.
Yeah.
Because in that bait and switch, what I've done is, especially is said to them is that actually this is competition. If you want a second shot, please share this with your friends. And once they do that, then they get a second shot at the competition. And that one is most likely the 80% of offer. So actually, the offer is there. They just have to work harder for it.
Okay. So let me ask another question. What was the message? What was the marketing message from the unboxing? For instance, if most of them are getting their kids to do unboxing, was their message to say there was a 90% discount or a 40% discount?
It was 40%, but some did 80%. We really threw a lot of influencers different strategies because we want to see which one would work, and none of them worked. So we didn't even know at this point which strategy is more effective. Is that saying 40 or 80 because there just was no traffic. That was an annoying thing. Yeah. And then what we did though is that I got a friend of mine. She's an Instagram expert. She really is, and I had her walk me through what I did wrong. And the issue is that what came to be is that the influencers we contacted, although they had high engagement rates, they used a thing on Instagram called these engagement cards. It's basically you and your friends are in the same type of group, and whenever one of you posts something, you like it, and vice versa. So pretty much you're a group of friends and you engage with each other's posts to make sure that it looks like you've got some really good traffic there. And it looks really good. I mean, it fooled me. But in terms of how much the traffic converts, it didn't at all. Because the clicks were the first issue. Is that the way I could grade this was I first looked, how many clicks did they get? If they got lots of clicks, I'd say great. Then I'd say into the bot flow. I would examine the bot flow, seeing how many percentage of people went from A to B. And then I'll know, okay, did the bot flow fail? Or maybe it was going from the bot to Amazon. Was that the failure? I've saved a lot of tests in the place so I can grade and test the traffic. And unfortunately, the first thing that failed was the very first step, the Instagram traffic, because there just were no clicks. And that was the really painful part.
Gotcha. So what learnings are you going to take away from this in terms of, obviously you're going to have another crack at it in some way, shape or form, because then products are not just necessarily going to sell themselves without a strategy behind them. So what's the next steps now for you, and what will you do better next time?
So I won't lie, I'm pretty stubborn, and the fact that the strategy I could not get to work means I can't sleep at night because I want it to work. I really, really do. I can't have this. I'm a bit of an ego. I know this works. I'll get it to work. Yeah. So the issue we have come across there is that these Instagram followers, the Instagram influencers, they're great. The strategy does work, but the fault was the very first step. I messed up. I picked the wrong influencers. Yeah. So now rather what I'm doing is these influencers, they actually got 2 rounds. And the first round was last week. The second round they're going to do again, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But now this round, I know for a fact they're not going to bring in any traffic. So rather, I'm having them create videos and content for me. And then now with that content and videos, I can put that up now on my website, my Amazon listing, everything. And the content from Instagram is really good. I mean, I'm not the most creative person in the world, but their content is really, really good. So now, because I've only given away 1 product per influencer, and there's about 15 at this point, so I've only lost really 15 products, but I'm getting loads of content back. So at least that's a good sign. It really is. And then the next spot is, we kind of went like a big option. We want to get tons of influencers. Now, rather, what we're going to do is we're going to find that influencer or influencers, a smaller number of them, and be very, very fussy on who we pick, in the sense that we want to see what their traffic can do first. So maybe we'll send them a few links, a few things here and there, promos, and we want them to first test out their traffic. If their traffic converts, then we know, okay, guys, this converts, this influencer is a good person, good traffic. Then we can go into paid collaborations and so on and so forth. And essentially that person will become our Instagram marketer, essentially. Yeah. So that's the next phase. The next phase essentially is just finding our right influencers for our niche. And also is that what's good to notice is that the reason I did influencers as well, because it's the one niche I'm not really using much until the strategy, and I thought it would work so well. I just assumed the strategy would work incredibly well. What I should have done is failed faster as opposed to waiting 2 months to fail.
Yeah, you spent too long putting it all together when really
100%.
you could have picked out 3 or 4, tested with those, and then scaled it up to multiple influencers.
Exactly that. And that was my biggest issue, is that don't waste time making perfect. And that's what I always do. One of my biggest weaknesses, don't go for perfection. Just fail as fast as you can. If I I would have saved 6 to 8 weeks of my time, and then have had a much better strategy in place.
Well,
I know now going future it'll work, but I have to change my strategy to suit my brand and find the right influencer.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I'm not opposed to influencer stuff, but I don't do it myself because it's got no cyclic fashion to it. That's what I like about PPC, is that once you set up and you optimize and you've found your market and you're converting, you're breaking even or making profit on your PPC, which isn't always possible. It's consistent, isn't it? But with an influencer, it's a whoosah effect. You've got one shot at it. So if you spent 2 months to get one shot, it may be, early doors is to test this across a few others, tweak it before you approach the larger influencers. 100%. So, yeah. Cool. Right. Let's wrap that there. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Is that just what you said there about influencers, and that's kind of like a one-shot go. I fully agree with you, and that's why I wanted to get them into the bot, because once they're in the bot, they're pretty much, if I have a customer that went to my bot, that bought my software, bought my product for 50% off, I know there's a good chance they're going to buy again. Yeah. So that was my whole reason behind using influencer traffic. And I fully agree with you. It's kind of like a one-shot spark, and it can't really sustain sales.
I've chatted with other people on the show about this before. The reason I say that as well is because they've got a set size of an audience, right? And if the people that are already engaging with them, once they've done that first post, everyone's seen it, haven't they? So if they repost again a week later, you get diminishing returns. Mm-hmm. And also, they won't have doubled their audience by the next week. But what you can do, if you find like 2 or 3 decent ones, you could rotate them. So running influencer traffic every 6 months. They've got fresh faces. It could be slightly different products, same niche, etc. Then you can start to rotate your influencers. It's not something that you can do on a daily or weekly basis without tremendous scale and hundreds of them,
Very, very, very true. And also about that is that, so after the strategy failed, what I did then was that I actually consulted with some Instagram branding agents to help you just blow up Instagram. I said to them, listen, I want to launch this product next week because I failed this week. I need you to send me some traffic from your engagements, groups, whatever you have going on. And I want this product to sell at 40% off. And they said they can't do that. They have to wait 2 months to first grow the traffic, grow the brand, everything. I was like, come on, guys, I can't waste 2 months here. I've already wasted 2 months trying the strategy. I can't waste 2 more months. I think that's the biggest issue with Instagram as well, is that I look at it as strategies I can just use over and over again. But actually, people don't do that. If you approach an Instagram influencer and say to them, I want traffic now, they say no. Yeah. Only if your products suit my brand effectively. And even then, it's a once-off shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Cool. What's the best way people can reach you, etc.?
Cool. So I guess the best way is chat to me. One of the easiest ways is chat to me on my Facebook group. It's FBA Renegades. Mm-hmm. And second of all is that check out my software, which is sellerchatbot.com.
Excellent. Guys, thanks for joining us. Paul, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again in the next few days. Take care.